Thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce Vrajesh Mehta, who's the Director of Architecture at WASH. They do multifamily laundry systems. He's going to talk about how IoT fits into that environment. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? Morning, everyone. After the government sector and listening to all the city and IoT stuff, now we get into the private sector. So WASH, I'll give you a brief introduction on WASH and what we do, and I'll get into how what we're doing with mobile and IoT is really disrupting our traditional industry of what WASH does. So I'll just give a brief intro. I'll get into what our customer challenges have been, what solution we are looking at for providing the better customer experience, give you a little bit of overview on how we are achieving that solution, and then give you an overview on customer benefits and business benefits. So I'll just jump in. So WASH, what does WASH do? How many of you have ever lived in an apartment or a dorm? All of us. So what WASH does is primarily we are one of the second largest operators in the United States and largest in Canada. We manage multifamily housing laundry rooms. We manage we are established privately. We're basically family owned for a long time. We have been in the industry for 70 years. We have large number of branches across US and Canada. We have about 70,000 locations that are universities or multifamily locations which we manage, where we go in and basically take over the laundry room as such and take the whole laundry room experience and manage it as a whole. The machines in the laundry rooms are owned by WASH or managed by WASH. Sometimes they are property owned. And we basically service them, collect them. And as you know, most of the traditional laundry industry in the multifamily housing is either most of them are coin operated, or they have some kind of a card which the apartment or the property manager gives you to use to do your laundry. So we basically manage all those aspects of basically collection of the money, the cards, the servicing of the machines, keeping them running. We have about 7 million people doing laundry in our laundry rooms today. As you can imagine, we count about a large number of quarters, about 1.6 billion quarters a year. We have sophisticated, counting rooms across different branches, which are pretty much like, the stone rooms in the bank, which manage, the coins for us. We have about 65% of our machines in US are coin, and this is why I'm stating that it's very critical when we come to the problem, the challenges we're going to have, or we are trying to solve. We have about 60,000 service tickets which we manage across the United States today. So every day we have a large force of techs in the field. They are doing other installations of the laundry machines, or they are basically collecting the money, or they are doing some kind of work around managing the machines. We have about 800,000 machines in our fleet across US and Canada. It goes up and down. WASH has been growing with acquisition over last few years. I didn't mention that specifically over there, but we are private equity owned. Private equity firm from Sweden owns us. They acquired us in 2015. I'll jump into the customer friction and customer experience challenges. So, as many of you have been in the apartment community, in apartment complexes or dorms, one of the first thing you need to carry over there to do your laundry is not only your laundry, but you also have to carry your coins. And you have to carry a packet of coins to get there. So if you don't have enough coins, you can't do your laundry. You have to come back. And how many of us really love doing laundry? I don't. So that experience itself is a challenging experience to say, I have to do my laundry. That's a necessity for me to get fresh clothes. About that, I would now carry the money enough to go there and get laundry. I remember my days in apartments where there was like at least twice or thrice a month that I would be there in the laundry room and I would not have enough quarters. And I'll say, okay, fine, next time. And I'll just put the put the clothes back in the basket and bring it back and have to wait for the next time. So what I see is, in today's world, that's a big friction because the millennials don't want to use coins. The newer generation doesn't, they are brought up in a digital economy. They don't know what coins is. They buy everything with the phone, right? They buy everything on the click of or touch of the phone or touch of the experience, and they want to get it done faster. So, but it's one of the biggest friction for us as a customer experience is that experience doesn't make our customers happy today. So that's a big shift that's happening. Now, the other aspect is, when you fall short of coins, you basically not only get frustrated, but as a business, we also lose revenue. So what does it mean? That if you are not going to be doing that laundry today, because you don't have enough carders or the money in the card, now you're going to do it next time. We might have got that load of laundry in our machines, and we lost that revenue. So I didn't mention a little bit about the business model. Our business model is basically we share revenue with our property owners. So Wash basically puts in the machine in the laundry rooms. We manage it, we service it, we collect it, and for all practical reasons, we are renting that room or that laundry room from the property owner or the manager. And we are sharing our revenue with them. And that's our basic business model. So for us, as well as the property managers or the owners, if they lose that laundry load, we lose revenue. So that's another big friction. Not only that it's frustrating for the customer, but it's also a loss of revenue for us. There's no way today to find out if a machine is available or not in laundry room. If I'm living in a high-rise hotel in a metropolis, I have to take my laundry all the way down to the second floor or first floor where the laundry rooms are, and I walk all the way there and find out, oops, there's no machines available. I have to bring it back. That's a big experience challenge today. We all talked about earlier, Uber and Lyft and the IoT and availability and customer and the general public wants the information or tips to say what's going on right now. And that's become the normal with the mobile or smartphones today. How do we make that happen in our industry? And that's a big challenge, right? Because we can't give the machine availability to the customer. They don't know whether there's a laundry machine available. They have to walk all the way down to find out. And that's, again, big friction for the customer. The other challenge is how long I have to wait, right? Once I put my laundry there, I have to either sit there and wait, or I have to go back to my room and, and I have to figure out a time. I put a timer for myself to remind myself that my laundry is done. I have to run back down. Because if you have our experience, again, on the weekdays and the busy days, somebody is waiting there for the next laundry load. And if you don't go in time, it has happened to me, they'll take out your laundry clothes and put it on the side, and somebody already put their load in there. So that's another big frustration from a customer experience side, which I don't think, it's not at all good. So how can we help with that? That's another challenge we see all the time with our customers. Today we have no idea. So in the last bullet about rewards and loyalty. We know that we have 7 million laundry loads happening in our machines, but today we are very much a B2B company. When I say B2B company, we are managing our customer as our property owner or the property manager with whom we are signing up a contract, and we manage the laundry room. We make sure the laundry machines are running. Yes, we want to make sure our end user is able to access and use the machine when it's needed, but do we really know that person? We don't. In a coin world, nobody knows who is doing the laundry, and we don't know either. So that's another. So since we don't know the customer, we don't know whether he is loyal to us or not. So there's no loyalty as such. There's no concept of loyalty if you're in a coin-operated world. So that's a big gap as well. From a customer experience side, we all know that. You go to Starbucks, I go to Starbucks. Whenever I'm using my Starbucks, I'm expecting those stars to show up. That's the reason I go back to Starbucks, because that's the loyalty piece. If I'm loyal to you, I need to get something back as a reward. So we have no way to manage that rewards or loyalty with our current customers today. That's another big experience challenge we have with our customers. So how are we solving it? So this is, in a way, if you look at it, the traditional route laundry, that's what we call route laundry operators. We are so coin-focused. and we are so much card focused in the sense that we are using a smart card or some kind of a value-added card, and we don't understand the aspect of how do we connect with the customer, and how are we solving that. So how do we remove the friction out of the traditional model of what we have, where we can enable our customers to not only have a good experience, but for us to have a better revenue model, also visibility on what the customers are. And this is, I'm talking at a very high level, and I'll open up for questions. I can get into details of technology a lot. I specifically kept it at a very high level. So what we are doing is, in order to disrupt ourselves, and this is a way, in a way, we are disrupting ourselves, because we are moving away from that coin model, which we have built our whole business on, and we're disrupting ourselves to move away from that. And the way we are disrupting ourselves is, we are basically making our machines talk. We are basically making our machines connect to us, connect to the customer, connect to us. And that's the IoT piece, and that's the key piece. And how are we delivering the experience? The experience is delivered to the customer on a mobile application. And that's where, as we talked earlier, the information needs to get to the person when it's needed, and they be able to do the laundry load in a very smooth manner without coming to the laundry with a kind of bag of coins. And can they be able to do the extra load when they want to do it and do it? So that part we are following is the mobile app. So we're enabling the traditional laundry machine. And as you can imagine, we are a 70-year-old company, so we have about a fleet of machines which are anywhere between 15 to 20 years. And as you can imagine, 20-year-old machine would not be able to, not be a modern machine as today you would see. If you go to any modern washing machine, it's all connected, it's smart, it talks, you can get the status of it on a web app from Samsung or LG. But these machines are not. These are commercial machines. So we had to figure out how to make the machines connect. That is our one of the biggest things to solve. And we have partnered with, as others have mentioned, we are partnered with third party over there to bring that capability for us to be able to connect to the machine. And we have built a capability where not only the machine can just connect from the laundry load perspective, but also the machine can provide us the telemetry of the data which is in the machine. The mobile app, we have built a mobile app where it can provide the users the payment option. They can basically sign up, they can make a payment, they can start a laundry machine, they can get a status to say, hey, is the machine available? Is the machine done? Can I get some kind of a notification when my laundry is completed? We are building that capability in the mobile app. From a connectivity standpoint, we had to connect the machine to talk back to us and give us the information which we need in order to manage our customer experience. So in order, for example, even before I start from my house to go down to the laundry room, how can I know what's the cost of laundry today? Is the machine available today? In order to do those things, I had to get the connectivity from the laundry room to the backend cloud, where we can get the information from the machine. The cloud platform is where the guts of it is. So we saw that Dustin was mentioning. We saw that, and Mike was mentioning. We got to have a mechanism to collect information, do the analytics, process the information, and provide it back to the customers in what they're looking for. And for us, we had to get in the machine telemetry, the transaction information, the wallet management, where the customer is going to be keeping the money back for us to be able to manage that back end. So that's coming up from the cloud for us. So if you look at a traditional laundry experience, it is not exciting, as I said earlier. Now, if you look at it, what we have tried to do is make the customer's life very easy. I walk into the laundry room. I come into the laundry room. I say, okay, hey, scan the machines. It finds the machines. If the machines are there, I can select a machine. It tells me whether I have a washers or dryers. And this is the mobile app we built. And this is the key part of the customer experience. And we pay. the customer can pay it, select a machine, make a payment, the machine starts, it tells that how much time is remaining for my laundry to be done. We have that mechanism to give back the customer that feedback that is this much time is what based on the type of load, the permutation, the combination they have selected, they get a feedback. They go back and say, hey, I want to put another load. Now, when I put another load, it tells me, hey, the first machine is already in use. And we have a mechanism to show the whole machine availability piece. And this is the key piece of where mobile and IoT have come together, where the machine is providing the information to us with the connectivity, and we can provide the experience back to the customer. So if you look at this application, the key challenges I mentioned are kind of removed. The way we have removed it is we have said if you are in your house, we can provide you a machine available from your house, whether it's available or in the laundry room or not today or right now. You can get an alert back, which I don't show here, but you can get an alert back saying that, hey, your laundry is done. Or there's a 15-minute warning that comes back and says your laundry is done, is about to be done. And you can go back and kind of gives you a 5-minute alert that it's about to be done. And now it's done. So you get a clear notification about when the laundry is done. They don't need to carry any coins anymore. We have provided them mechanism to basically pay using different kinds of, we all know those modes of payments today. MasterPass, iPay, Google Pay, and of course their credit card. They can perform any number of laundry loads without any restrictions. They can check for the machine availability I mentioned earlier. And not only that if somebody opens the door, and this is where telemetry comes into picture is, if somebody opens the door of the machine that I am using, and I know that you have started that machine, I capture that transaction with you and tie it up to your machine, I can alert you back and say, somebody opened the door of the machine you're using. So that means that somebody's trying to do another load of laundry, and you need to go and get your laundry. Now, what we have seen with this app is an amazing adoption, amazing feedback from the customer. There's so much of friction which we thought we would have, and the customer is coming back and saying, you have really made my life easier. Not only that, now if you look in the back end, and which we have now, I didn't mention that, that's the next slide is, what does this has done to us from business side? So customer side, of course, we have made the life of the customer really easy, because as I said, laundry experience is not a fun experience for anybody to do. So how do we digitize this experience? And this is what it has done. Now, from a business side, what are the real benefits? And I feel that as though customer is gaining, definitely from an experience side, very focused experience and easy to use. But from an operations side, as a company, we are a very operations-focused company. We have to manage 800,000 machines. We have a fleet of techs out in the field servicing calls. How can we leverage that information to serve better our customers? And so the mobile and IoT coming together for us has not only just solved the customer experience challenges, but is really solving our operational challenges. For example, right, today we are seeing that there's an increase in usage for our customers and also revenue, because they don't have to come back to figure out the coin piece. We have really reduced the risk, because managing coins is a lot of risk. We have to have the collectors go in, bag up the coins from laundry rooms, pack it up, bring it back, put it in the truck, and bring it back. And they have to do it for a whole day. They are sometimes carrying about $200,000, $300,000 of cash on the truck by the time they come back to the branch where they have to count the coins. And that's a huge risk. For us, by digitizing that experience and removing the coin, it not only removes the friction for the customer, but it has also removed a huge risk for us. It has also removed the whole operational cost and logistics piece for how we want to do the collections. We a lot of times have these problems too, where our coin vaults get burglarized. People burglarize them. It removes that piece, a big thing. We also see even with our own staff, and it happens, is people have pilferage issues. So if somebody's bagging a bag of coins, how do I see if they didn't get 4 coins and put it in their pocket? And that still is an issue for us to manage the field at a scale. This eliminates the whole pilferage, burglary, theft, lot of risk for us. The last but not least, the operations side, right? So with the telemetry, a lot of times we get a report that a machine is not working, and we send a tech out there. And for us to send a tech out there, at least anywhere between $45 to $75 a round trip. Now, a lot of times it's just over-soaped, over-watered, or somebody had just jammed something in and it didn't work. And the tech goes out there, fixes nothing, the machine is already working. Somebody came in 2 hours later, they removed the jam, they put their load and started the machine. Now we send a tech out there to do nothing. Tech goes there, the machine is working. I see a load in there right now. So how do we find that out? For us to save that cost and the time, because we can really be solving a real problem, which is happening next door or down the street, versus fixing the problem a machine which has no problem. So with the machine telemetry data coming in, we can see if a load was started after 2 hours. And the load was started after 2 hours, we can see if the service ticket is there. And we are doing this today. We're basically in the works to building that part of the operations side of efficiency is, if a service ticket comes in, and if we see a transaction coming in from the machine, 2 hours later, we can see if the same machine has a service ticket. If it is there, we can cancel the ticket. And that gives a lot of efficiencies from the operations side. We don't even have to go there sometimes. The moment we get to the point of, and this is in the works, it's happening, we are first focusing on mobile payments to remove the customer experience, get the customer experience going. But it is in the plan and the roadmap where we're going to get to the point where we'll get full diagnostics data from the machine, from a connected room. And if we get that, I can do the remote diagnostics. I don't even have to send a tech. Even if it's a real problem, I can do that sitting in the room, in our branch office, or wherever we have operations. The big thing also is for us to do counter readings. So as you can see, if you go to a gas pump and you pump gas, there is a odometer in the gas, like a car, gas pump, which tells you how many gallons got pumped. We have odometer in the laundry room, laundry machines, and we want to track those, because that tells us whether if somebody is manipulating the machine, if something is happening, and it gives us the revenue reconciliation mechanisms. We can do that remotely as well with the connected solution. Those are the key things. So overall, it is not only that we are reducing our we are not only improving our customer experience, but we are drastically helping to reduce our operational cost. It's a win-win between mobile and IoT for us. At this point, I'm going to open up for questions. Any questions?